What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to this week's episode of Round Recap, where we recap the latest round of Rugby League, and we talk about how great the game is, okay? And we talk about running into blockers, okay, to award your team a penalty, right? And we talk about hard-fought victories. We talk about upsets. We talk about humpings. We talk about the battles of Brisbane's, and we talk about how good South Sydney Rabbitohs are. And a few extras. Now, you're probably wondering, before we talk rugby league, you're probably wondering, why do you sound like a lesbian? Or you're probably asking, why do you sound like Darren Lockyer? Okay, and that's a long story cut short. I just got some sort of, immune infection, some sort of flu, a cold, all right, and it's been hanging around since Punter's Playbook last week. Can't seem to shake it. So, I guess the only thing I can really say to help you guys cope with the sound of my voice throughout the video is, jump ship or ride the waves, alright? Because this is how I'm going to sound. I'd hoped to not be for the rest of my life, but for the remainder of the video, and maybe even Wednesday's video, I don't know. This thing's holding on, alright? I can't get rid of it. So if I'm a little bit phlegmy, and I'm sniffling and coughing, you're going to have to bear with me, guys. It's going to be a rough episode, but the rugby league will do the talking, that's for sure. It was a great round. For any of that, though, thanks for all the love on the videos. Been getting lots of support, lots of subs, lots of likes. The Instagram's doing well. You guys turn around and give yourselves a pat on the back, all right? Because we're kicking goals. So thank you to the Fighting Field Insights family. I want to ask the question, if anyone can help me out with copyright music. I need a music, a song, a track I can play at the start of these videos that isn't going to get my videos copyrighted. I am being targeted by YouTube right now. They're out for blood. They're out for blood. Shout out to the listeners on Spotify. Spotify's doing really well, and there's listeners out there. There's people who love a little bit of Spotify. I can do ASMR at some points for you guys if that's what you're into, but if you're just into my voice, then I can continue with that. But I think that's all I've got to say. Oh, and for anyone who's a Fight IQ fan, right? The video series here on the channel called Fight IQ, where I talk about UFC and etc. I haven't done a Fight IQ in a long time, and that's because a lot of the cards were really poo, and I got sick of just talking about poo fights. But I missed the UFC 319 Drickus versus Hamzat. So just to quickly recap, Drickus got ragdolled by Hamzat 50-41. So there's that cough I was telling you about. I'm going to try and not do that as much as I can, but I can't promise anything. Rightio, let's get to the rugby league. Okay, Thursday night. Melbourne Storm again on another Thursday night game. This is 3 in a row for Melbourne. Melbourne versus Penrith. Bit of a callback to the grand final of last year. And I'm not going to beat around the bush here. Melbourne Storm get it done 22-18. Close game. First half was all Penrith Panthers. Melbourne had some moments, but for the most part, Penrith looked like they were going to win. I had to make a trip Thursday night. I had to make a trip the Friday. Had to be up at an ungodly hour in the morning, so I actually didn't watch the second half. So I don't have all that much commentary for it. I can't talk about, did you see this? Or did you see that? Some things I can talk about is Nathan Cleary, headgear. I like it. Okay? I like the headgear. Right? It makes him look like a bit of a roughie, bit of a rough nut, There's that cough. God damn it. I'm going to try and stop it, but I can't. All right, Nathan looks like a bit of a rough nut. Like he's a bit feral, okay? Like he's just going to hit you with a high tackle or something. Just rush out of the line and put a shoulder on you or something. He looks a little feral, a little on edge, and I like it. I like a bit of rough nut in my rugby league players. You know, the Lindsay Collins and the Liam Martins. And the headgear just does it for Nathan. It really does. So one thing I could say to Nathan, if this makes it to him, is stick with it, son. Stick with the headgear, okay? You know, bit of KP about him. What else can I add about this game? Oh, I can't think of his name. Maron Seve or something? I don't know how to say his name. Played in the centres for Storm. Goggles. We'll call him Gogs. We'll call him David Goggles. Like David Goggins. It wasn't funny. Whatever. We'll call him David Goggles. He played outstanding. The Goggles caught me off guard. Admittedly, I seen it on social medias like a day previous. And I was like... I'm so sorry. I was like, that's interesting. But I thought like he might have been a New South Wales Cup player or something or whatever, you know. I just didn't think like he was going to be playing first grade, but he was. Okay. And, yeah, it just caught me off guard. It was a real... I like looked up from my phone. I was like, what's going on? This is like the Premier League, like wearing one of them masks. Like, what's his name? What's the guy who plays for Spurs? Tottenham? I can't even think of his name. Son? I think it's Son. I don't know. His Son, maybe? Where's the mask? I don't know. If anyone knows Premier League football, I'll put a picture of him on screen, actually. Boom. He's here somewhere. Son. Yeah. That's what the kind of vibes I was getting. I'm probably talking about this game too much. Harry Grant, the big controversy there at the end of the game. Harry Grant running into Moses Leota. So obviously Harry knows the game of rugby league. It's a namesake thing. Obviously Harry knows the game of rugby league and he knows what to do to get your team a penalty. You know, some would call it a dirty play. I mean, if the rules are there and they're a part of the rule book, you may be able to call it, you know, abusing the rule book. But I call it gamesmanship. At the end of the day, if you know that rule is in place, then you're technically just, you know, I mean, you're just doing it. You're just doing what the rule entails. Obviously, Moses Leota wasn't in the way. Harry ran in the most unethical way. Like, maybe ethical isn't the word I'm looking for. He didn't need to run into Moses Leota. Okay, it was the furthest path to get to the kick, to charge down that kick. That was the furthest path he could have taken. The other way in which he would have never even hit Moses, ran into Moses, was the other way around him, which is the way he didn't take. So, you know, obviously Harry Grant ran into the kicker. He knew what he was doing. But I call it gamesmanship. I don't know. I think, you know, I wanted Penrith to win that one. But, I don't know. Harry Grant, man. He's, well, since Jerome Hughes has been down, he's stepping up. And he's taking his team to finals footy. So, honestly, when Jerome Hughes got injured, I thought that was it. But, yeah, Harry Grant's doing well. You know, he's keeping his team... He's keeping his team grounded. Yeah, that's all I got to say there. Harry Grant, gamesman, namesake, knows rugby league. It's like, damn cough. Spotify listeners, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. I can't control this. Would you rather a video from me or just no video at all? A video where I cough or a video? No video at all. You get what I'm trying to say. Warriors versus Dragons. Dragons did play out of their skin here. This was going to look like the Dragons going to make it 3 in a row against top 8 sides. Yeah, obviously, Raiders, Sharks, and now it looked like it was going to be the Warriors. Thankfully, my good friend of the show, Adam Pompey, scored last minute in the corner. Not last minute. There was a bit of time to go. I needed a Pompey. I put a huge steak on a Pompey while eating a huge steak, actually. I was at the pub. I watched this game at the pub. Middle of nowhere, West Queensland, out west. And, watch Pompey just do Pompey things. And, got me paid. And then he scored a double. And then the Warriors won 14-10. Fairy tale storybook. If they lost the Dragons, it was going to be a real, the ground opens up, hell comes out. Water turns to blood. The rain turns to blood, and there's toads, and there's poisonous rain, toads, and the water turns to blood, and hell opens up. I'm getting there, all right, with the old Dragons meme, but that's not going to happen now because they've lost. So yeah, shout out Waz. Roosters, doggies. I watched the first half of this. I didn't watch the second half because once again I went to sleep early. I'm getting old. Yeah. Shout out the Roosters. I picked the Roosters in Punters Playbook. If you watch Punters Playbook, I picked the Roosters, okay? Because, well, I'm somewhat of a rugby league savant, confidant, connoisseur. Okay, I know a little bit about the game, and I just... Watching the Roosters pump and hump the absolute fuck out of the Dolphins, there's a bit of a coming of... I seen the light there that night watching that Dolphins game. I seen the light and I was like, man, the Bulldogs aren't. The Bulldogs, well, they suck at attack. The defense is great, but I mean the Roosters would just get through, and they did. Tuba gets a hat trick. Nafue White, I can't even say his name. He scored a double, so the Bulldogs got humped here, 32-12. Thanks for coming. I picked this. If I watched the whole game, I would have had more to say, but I was in bed. Goddamn cough. Right, Sharks Titans, first game of the Saturday afternoon, 54-22. This was a brutal rugby league humping. It was 54-10 there for a little bit. Sharks, Nico Hines scores early. Titans looked like they were going to upset the Sharks. 2 back-to-back tries. In the way of both Fermor and Jalen Groot. Thought that this was going to be a big Titans upset, and then the Sharks just started to pump and hump hard. Kicked to corners, really picked on Jalen Groot. Jalen Groot couldn't hold on to a freaking ball, and then Ronaldo Mulatalo made it very personal in just ragdolling Jalen all night, pushing him into touch, just denying all the try attempts he had for the rest of the game. It was really that back row. The backs for the Sharks, I think we often talk about, well, if you watch any Sharks game, the commentators are just going to be talking about, look at the work, I don't know why I'm doing an American accent, but I'm going to stick with it. Look at all the work that the backs for the Sharks are doing right now. Oh man, look at them getting the ball out of the red line, out of the red zone defense. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Look at all the work they're doing. Oh, look at them get the ball out of the red zone. Because the backs for the Sharks, they do a lot of work in the early field, in the Sharks territory. They do a lot of work to get the ball out, and that was similar to yesterday, the Sharks, Saturday, whatever. This was the Sharks just outworked the Titans in all the right places. Were more chase more kicks. The amount of tries coming off kick chases and stuff like that, it was the Sharks they were getting within the Titans goal line like every set. So the scoreboard reflects the possession. So if that makes sense. Dolphins, Broncos, Battle of Brisbane. Battle of Brisbane. Oh, it's the Battle of Brisbane. It's the Dolphins. It's the Broncos. Yeah. Yeah, who's going to win? Oh, yeah. I don't care. Necessarily don't care. If I'm going to be 100% honest with you, I didn't even know the Battle of Brisbane fucking existed until, the time of the game. I feel like this is the first time they've ever, really pumped it up as the Battle of Brisbane. I don't care. Okay? It's clubland. It's Broncos versus Dolphins clubland. And they were building it up like it was the state of origin. I got to tell you, there's a real eeriness here. There's a real vibe here on field side right now. No, there's not, all right? Maybe I'm being too much of a hater. Because, spoiler alert, this game is probably going to win game of the round. It was actually a really good game. So I'm probably shitting on it a little bit too hard. It was actually a really good game. I thought the Dolphins were going to win due to the halves situation for the Broncos. But, I mean, Reece Walsh, he proved me wrong. That kid, he put on an absolute clinic. Okay, why do I sound like Donald Trump? Reece put on an absolute clinic. Okay, I've never seen rugby league played so well. Reece, wow, Reece can really play the game. Oh, Reece can really kick that rugby league student. He can really kick a rugby league student. Reece with his painted nails and his bouncy mullet. Okay, Reece really won them the Battle of Brisbane. I'm going to stop. But yeah, Reece can play rugby league, and he was probably the deciding factor in this game for the Broncos. Because at one point there, the Broncos were down and out, and then he brought them back in. Yeah. But yeah, it's the Battle of Brisbane. Oh, and Reece, he can really play rugby league. Oh, Reece. Donald Trump's favourite player would be Reece Walsh. Rabbitohs Eels. All right, guys. Shut the fuck up. The Rabbitohs game's on. That's what we're talking, right? And shut the fuck up. The Rabbitohs won 2 in a row. Okay. And I prayed for this day for a long time. Honestly, I didn't have high hopes for this game. I thought Parramatta, Mitchell Moses, being the guy he is, he's a real team guy. You know? Oh, Mitch just brings people onto his level. I don't know why I'm doing an American accent so much this afternoon. I can't help it. Oh, I just realised I was just showing that fresh fade every time I hit one of them. Whatever. Shout out my girlfriend. She actually cut my hair, so. We're getting a little bit off topic, but come on, seriously. What are we talking? That's not bad. That's the first time ever fading hair. It's pretty good. Anyway, what are we talking about? Oh, rugby league. Oh, South Sydney. Yeah, South. They really just showed, you spend enough time in the trenches. When you get these pussy popping pampered punks like Parramatta. You like that? You get to these motherfuckers like the Eels, alright? Stuck up, goody two-shoes. They haven't fought for anything in their lives, alright? They haven't played the 4 horses of the apocalypse, Canberra Bulldogs, fucking Storm. Canberra Bulldogs, Storm, Was. They didn't play them 4 teams in a row, okay? They didn't lose their whole salary cap, all right? They don't know struggle. They don't know hardship. They don't know tough times. But we do, all right? And through the fire, and the flames, and the adversity, rose a phoenix. A phoenix in the form of a rabbit. A phoenix in the form of Jai Gray. Okay, because Jai Gray may have played one of the best games of his career. He may have played one of the best games in South Sydney history. I'm talking he's up there with 2014 Sam Burgess. All right, he's up there with 2014 GI. Reach out, by the way, Jai. All right, I've been chasing you down for 20-something episodes now, round recap. This is 21. Reach out. Come on, what are we talking about? This is just tough grit. These are the things that Jai Gray embodies. It's grit, it's toughness, it's biting down on the mouthpiece, it's walking forward, it's breaking your arm, it's dislocating your shoulder and popping it back in and just charging down, wrapping up legs, okay? It's a good, solid leg wrap tackle, right? It's not going 50% into a tackle on your goal line. It's 100% every time, okay? It's even though you have the ball in bad field position, you're still going to try and make a 50-metre break. All right, that's what Jai Gray was. But I mean, it was across the pitch. I mean, everyone for the South Sydney Rabbitohs played extremely well. Tallis Duncan, he's just slowly becoming this real enigma for the team. But we have one of the best teams in the league, man. And just goes to show, like, you can push a man while he's down for so long before he gets up and shits in his hand and slaps you in the face. All right, that's what yesterday's game, Saturday's game was. All right, that was everyone from South Sydney getting sick of being pushed around and being told we're going to get a spoon, and that was us pooing in our hands and slapping people. So shout out South Sydney. Shout out Jai Gray. Sunday, Tigers, Eagles. I picked this one, all right. I picked the Tigers. We're going to beat the Manly Sea Eagles. Because I just looked at the team list and I was like, geez. You know, Buller back out the back, Taruva on a wing, Taylor May's in there. Luai and Dewey look like the locked-in halves pairing for the rest of the Tigers' foreseeable future. Dewey's unreal in number 7. All right. And I was right. The Tigers just pump-fucked the shit out of the Eagles, out of Manly. But Manly suck, and it's clear to see, you know. Who is Manly even missing? Jake Trbojevic. Right, you know, I mean, Gerbo's a great... I mean, like, he's tough carry, like, to lose Gerbo, but is he the biggest loss? Like, is he a Cam Murray loss? No. Is he a Trell Mitt loss? No. Is he even a Campbell Graham loss? No. You know what I mean? Like, is he even really well, who else are we missing? Oh, there's a lot, but you know, you just struggle to put your finger on them sometimes. Oh, is he even a Jack Wine loss? No. Like, you know what I mean? Is he even a Ravawella loss? No. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, you could play a whole season without Jake Trbojevic being there. And then, like, you're missing Ola Kawatu. Like, I don't care. I don't care. He wasn't having a great season regardless. But yeah. Yeah, Manly suck really bad. Cowboys 38, Knights 4. I don't really have anything to say about this game. I watched the first probably 20 minutes. Up until Tom Dearden scored a try off a little bit of a bumble fumble from a Knights player. Tom Dearden scoops it up, scores. I put everything I had on him. That's everything I had left for the weekend. And it... yeah, I came and I seen what I needed to say. I seen him score. I was like, I don't really need to watch the rest of this game. So I didn't. So I don't have anything to say about it, except the Knights are really poo. And at this point, they're a good in for a spoon. The Titans could win a game. I don't see the Knights winning a game. Raiders had a bye. That's it for the round of rugby league. Now, before I do the ladder this week, I will actually do game of the round and player of the round, because I forgot to do that last week because I was just so... Don't know what I was thinking last week, but anyway, I missed it. So, game of the round, we spoke about it earlier. It is the Battle of Brisbane, Broncos, Dolphins. Congratulations. These two teams played really outstanding. Yeah, it was a close game, but it was an entertaining game. Like, there was heaps of entertaining moments. You know, heaps of cool tries from the Broncos, and even the Dolphins had good moments. It was just an exciting game. And these two teams are getting pretty stacked, so it's fun to watch them play. So yeah, shout out Broncos, shout out Dolphins, game of the round. Player of the round, there was actually a lot of good performances, like, you know, Harry Grant played well in that game, and well, I can't even think of anyone from this game. Not off the top of my dome. Like, a lot of Dragons players actually played really well. Then, you know, you got, like, Nafue White and Tupou, like, they played well, and then Sharks, like, you had Roddy, like, Sharks, you could just throw a rock and hit a player of the round. The Roddies and the Ronaldos and all of that, they played really well. Broncos, like, Reece Walsh was, like, a freak. And then, like, Tigers, yeah, there was probably some really great players. And then Scott Drinkwater played really well. But what, like, I have to, when I get rounds like this where there's so many good players who deserve it, I have to take a step back and go, well, what does the award of Fighting Field Insights Player of the Round actually mean? Is it they put the most points on fantasy? Is it the commentators wouldn't stop talking about them? Is it they actually just were statistically the best player of the round? No, it's none of those things, okay? It's a spiritual thing. It's deep in your bones. It's something you can't explain. Like someone asked me on the street, well, what is a Fighting Field Insights Player of the Round? I can't off the top of my dome explain it to you. I have to almost put my hand on your shoulder and like roll my eyes in the back of my head and like like I have to almost kind of like put it to you through vibration and the cosmic realm, like the cosmic plane. So it's a real heartfelt thing. Like it's just, well, it's heart. At the end of the day, it's heart, and Jai Gray had a lot of it. So Jai Gray, congratulations, brother. You are Fighting Field Insights Player of the Round, round 24. Congratulations. All right. And also, while I got you, reach out. As I said, been trying to chase you down since round 20, since like round 4 or whatever. I've been doing Fighting Field Insights now for a few months, and well, I want to, we want to interview you, okay? You're a bit of an inspiration to a South Sydney fan as myself. So, Jai, come on the show, brother. And yeah. Well, that's it. We're going to look at the ladder, and then we're going to end the video. That's the last cough, I promise. Righto, Raiders, first place. Storm, second place. Bulldogs, third. Waz back in the 4th spot. Penrith didn't last too long. Penrith in 5th. Broncos 6th. Sharks 7th. Roosters make the 8. Good chance we're going to see them stay there, in my opinion. Dolphins 9th. Manly 10th. Tigers 11th. Dragons 12th. Cowboys 13th. Eels 14th. Rabbitohs 15th. We've cleared the Titans. We are guaranteed to not get the spoon. Knights 16th and Titans 17th, where they belong. That's it for the video now, okay? We are actually officially done now this week. I don't have to drop back in and mention something of the form of a player of the round and a game of the round. Whatever, you get it. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good week. All right, I'll see you Wednesday for Punters Playbook. Like, subscribe. I'm doing everything a little backwards, but it's because I'm sick. Leave me alone, all right? Like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for all the support. Shout out to the listeners on Spotify. Like, share, follow. Share my podcast on Spotify. Thanks to all the listeners. Love yous. And then, check out my Instagram and my TikTok. Mainly my Instagram. Love my Instagram. Oh, thanks I do that Instagram. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See ya. Have a good week. See ya. Punters Playbook. That was difficult. Pray for my health. Pray for my health.
Quick shout out, can you look at the camera and say, Jai Gray, please come on the show.
Jai Gray, please come on the show, mate. You're a great ambassador for the game. Please come on.
Cheers, guys.